you and your spouse, please don't just internalize it and plan on how to repay him back or revenge. The Bible says that if we have aught against anybody, we must forgive and let it go. God takes revenge as a sin. Forgiveness is an important part of any successful marriage. Learn how to just let it go and let God have his way. Welcome everyone to another episode of Times of Refreshing, encouragement for pastors' wives and for everyone watching this podcast. I hope you enjoyed our last podcast, and I hope this would also very informative and educative for you. I want to say a big thank you for staying tuned since this is a series, and I want to hope that this is helping in ways that is important to you. Today, as mentioned last week, we're going to go and look at the external conflict triggers in our homes. And just like we said last week, external triggers are triggers that are from outside and influences our homes and causes conflicts in them. So today we want to look at these external triggers and also look at ways to solve them. So the first thing I want to talk about today is work. Work is a big external trigger in home, because your husband as a pastor or whatever other job your husband does goes out of the house to work. And most times when they come back, they're either tired to even sit down and talk or have, time for you. So these are big triggers. And also, there are certain men that bring work home. Even for us pastors' wives, some of us do. Some people do bring work home, and when those work comes home, they tend to cause distraction. Because when the work comes home, that means your husband would not be able probably to talk to you, or you will not be able to talk to your husband if it's you that brings the work home. Also, friends could be great external triggers. Because there are some people, when they get married, they still allow their friends to influence them and influence how they run their home. This should not be. But these are things that actually can cause problems in the home coming from outside. We're also going to talk about extended families. No, don't jump to conclusion when I say extended families. Some people are already thinking of our in-laws. We're coming to that. But I'm talking to your own extended family. The same way we want to treat our family is the same way we should treat our husband's family. Don't just allow your family to run amok in your home and do things the way they want to without considering your husband. Remember that Queen Esther, though she was the queen, married to the king, still did not take her husband for granted. So we must not allow extended families to take our home and our husbands and our relationship with our husband for granted. It is important for us to be able to set limits and have boundaries, because we tend to let go when our sisters or our brothers come into the home. It can be a source of conflict. The man might not talk immediately, but it could result to conflict. The last one I want to talk about this week is our in-laws. A lot of times, in-laws have been known to be an external trigger of conflict in the home. Should it be like that? No. One of the things we must understand is that if we already have set boundaries and if we have, limitations, we'll be better able to handle our in-laws. And when I'm talking about in-laws, I'm not just talking about your mother-in-law or your father-in-law. I'm talking about even brothers and sisters. Don't forget, these are people that grew up with your husband. These are people that took care of your husband. These are not people to push away. But we must know how to manage the influence of in-laws in our home, or they could become conflict triggers in our home. So now, having highlighted just this 4 brief points on external conflicts, I want to say there are more. But for the purpose of this recording, we'll just limit ourselves to this 4. And what are some of the ways we can resolve these external conflict triggers. When it comes to work, we must learn to separate work from home. Whatever you do at work, it's enough for the day. So let's work stay at work. And when you come home, have time for your family. It is important for us to be one another's best friends. If you are your husband's best friend and your husband is your best friend, it's very difficult for another friend to have the kind of influence that can cause problems in your home. Like I said earlier, we must have boundaries for all external influences. I do not decide things without my husband's knowledge. He does not decide things without my knowledge. That is not to say that other people would have spoken to him about some of the steps he could take, but it still reverts back to me and I revert back to him when it comes to decision making. So that way, we've already made sure that external influences will not decide for us, and it has helped our marriage too. Also, treat your in-laws like your parents. A lot of people wonder when I say this, because I have very wonderful in-laws, and it's not as if we do not have our conflicts, but once I realized that I'm also a parent and my parents were also in-laws to some people, I treat my in-laws just like I would treat my parents. And that way, I do not even see most times when there are things that other people will see to make them upset, and thereby have been able to avoid conflict when it comes to my in-law. I love them, they love me, and they are always allowed in my homes, but my in-laws are also very reasonable people, and we do not need to set boundaries like that for them, but they set boundaries for themselves. And lastly today, I want to say, do things with open heart. Forgive one another when there are conflicts, because forgiveness resolves conflicts better than any other thing. And show love towards one another and every other person, and it will help your home to be a settled home. Once again, I want to thank you for watching Conflict Resolution 101, External Triggers. Next week, there will be more on conflict resolution. I'm really hoping that you join us again as we continue to educate one another in this particular series. I also want to encourage you, if you have comments, please send them in, and please share, like our Facebook page, and follow us on our YouTube channel. Have a wonderful week. God bless you. Bye.